What's up, DC Squad? Today it's all about the Ezra Miller Flash figure from the DC Comics Multiverse Justice League series. Comes with the Steppenwolf Build-A-Figure left leg, as you can see there. I wasn't sure if I was going to pick him up, however, he was just sitting there in the toy aisle at Walmart like, dude, don't you want to take me home with you? And I was like, sure, hop in the cart, buddy. But it wasn't just him, it was also Aquaman and the Cyborg figure. Today, though, this one is all about the Flash. He gets his own video. So let's have a look at the front of the package. You can see that these still use the older red Multiverse packaging, and on the back you can see the other figures that come in the wave: Superman, Tactical Suit Batman, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, and Wonder Woman. I won't be picking up the Wonder Woman because I have one that is suffice. I am not a fan of the Tactical Bat Suit, like not even really a little bit, so I won't be picking him up at all. However, Cyborg and Aquaman will be opened up later on the channel, and the Superman, yeah, I can take it or leave it. I've got a whole bunch of the same, pretty much the same one. I'm not going to buy him for a cloth cape and a new head sculpt. I'll pick him up off eBay for like $5 out of the package. However, this one I wanted to get mint on card, so let's open him up. All right, Flash, now don't look now. I just like to be transparent. That's a, whew, I know, that's a knife. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to cut your packaging open, and then I'm going to free you from this little prison, okay? So just sit tight. Little slice of Rooney there. All right, you ready, buddy? Come on out. Woo! And here's what you get. Booyah! Come on out, buddy. Don't be shy. Come and say hi to your new friends. So as mentioned, you get the left leg for the Build-A-Figure Steppenwolf. I really think that it would be cool to get the Steppenwolf figure. I just don't want to buy all the figures that you need to build. It's kind of like the Rookie Wave Build-A-Figure. I really was not that interested in picking up the Atom to get the head and the groin area, so I probably won't get built. Same thing with Steppenwolf. I'm just going to have a Steppenwolf leg and whatever parts come with Aquaman and Cyborg just floating around forever in my little parts drawer. Anyway, comes with the leg. And here we have the Ezra Miller Flash figure, and it looks pretty good. It looks fairly accurate to the movie from what I remember. It's kind of difficult because the devil's in the details, and there's so many details assaulting our eyes that the devil gets a little bit lost. You know, it'd be different if I had a picture right here for me to look at. I mean, but I don't. I could put one up here for you, but for me, currently, in real time, I don't have a picture to look at. So I'm just going to go ahead and say at this point, he looks fairly accurate to the movie with the mix of red and black. Now, one of the reasons why I was on the fence about getting this figure is not just the price, because for me to buy any figure here in Canada, it's $29.99 full price. I know, that is a lot of money. And so you really have to like the figures that you're buying. And so I was on the fence about this Flash because I'm not a huge fan of the costume. Let's take a closer look at the suit here. Like, it's not a bad design as far as designs go. It's, you know, it's interesting. You got the wiry stuff wrapped around here to try and give it some kind of real world purpose to like deflect the lightning or the energy or something of that nature. I don't have the actual movie book that explains everything, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then I think what they did with so much black being on this costume, because I mean, there's a lot, right? Black here, 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 here on the shoes. Turn him around. His whole butt's black. I got black here. It's really a black undersuit with red plates, if we're going to be honest. So I was on the fence because if I'm going to buy a figure for $30, I have to really, really want it. And this one I wanted to complete the Justice League set because I'm a completionist, is really what it is. So I like it for what it is, but I'm not a super fan of the actual look. Anyway, so now we're going to do an actual close-up. Now looking up close at the figure, you can see that it looks fairly accurate to the movie like I'd mentioned before. I mean, the helmet looks pretty much like it looked in the movie. You got the platelets on the front, you got the wires across the chest, the nice bright symbol on the front painted with the gold and silver metallic paints. You got the gold right here on his waist area. You got that on his boots. Like, it looks accurate to the movie as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't look bad that way. I just prefer, it's like they were like, nah, we don't want lightning bolts and we don't want the ear wings because that'll just look silly. Let's just make him look as not stupid as possible by making his costume look as practical as possible. And as a DC fan, I'm like, he wouldn't look stupid. Just make him look like he does in the comic. But I realize that doesn't work in real life all the time. Now, here's his shoes. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I really don't like Flash's footwear in the Justice League movie. It looks like he's wearing like Nikes or Jordans or something like that with lightning bolts on the side. So, I mean, that's why I was on the fence with this figure. But as far as the look of the figure goes, it looks good. I'll concede to that, definitely. Articulation for Flash is going to be as follows. His head is on a ball joint. It can't really do all that much. There's not a whole lot of movement, but it is on a ball peg and it can rotate 360. So if you want to have Flash running forward and looking backward, you can do that. You've got your shoulders, and the shoulders can go up about that far. And you got the biceps, both of them swivel 360. Elbow, it also swivels 360 and then has about that much articulation going up and down. And you got your wrists, which are also on a peg. Your abs have a crunch. Not a huge crunch, but it's a crunch. And then you got your rotation at the waist, 360. The groin for this figure is like, the Multiverse figures have been, with a ball peg in the groin. And then a swivel up here at the top of the leg. Double jointed knees, which seems to be becoming the Mattel way now. Doing the double jointed knees seems like it's gonna be par for the course. And then you've got your ankles, and they rock quite a bit back and quite a bit forward. However, they don't have a pivot. And that's about it for articulation for this Flash figure. So if you want to get him in a decent running pose, I mean, it might be okay for the legs. There's a fair amount of articulation in the legs that way. You know what? I bet you I can crack a few good poses out of this Flash figure. I'm running around, here I am, I'm running. Now for today's size and scale comparison, I'm just going to bring in at first both of the DC Icons Flash figures, and you can see that he's taller than both of those, but I also want to point out that the Flash, Ezra Miller Flash's costume, the red is so muted and dark in comparison to the vibrant red that we're used to seeing on pretty much every other Flash figure and almost every other incarnation of the Flash. Also for size and scale comparison, I've got the Flash from the Ezra Miller / Rebirth Flash 2-pack. This obviously isn't the Flash for it, but these would have came side by side, only though I think the Flash that came with this one was actually a little bit more vibrant than this particular Flash here. And then you've also got a DC Direct scale Flash action figure. And you can see that Ezra Miller is quite a bit smaller than a regular DC Direct size figure. But as you can see, he fits in quite nicely with the rest of his Mattel Multiverse Justice League counterparts, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. All we need to do is open up that Aquaman and that Cyborg and we'll have the full league assembled. And then after that, we just need them to make a Justice League Part 2 so that we can get the Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter, and Black Canary, and Green Arrow, and the Elongated Man. Whoa, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's just concentrate on finishing this review and then unboxing the Aquaman and Cyborg. Sorry, I get excited. Yes, indeed, this Flash action figure is going to look just fine displayed with the rest of my Justice League movie figures on my movie figure display shelf. I'm really happy with him. If I could make any changes to this figure, if I could go back in time, if I had a all-access time machine, maybe a TARDIS, and I had influence on the people of Mattel, I'd say, hey guys, why don't you give this Flash rocker ankles? Because he's a running figure and he needs a lot of articulation. And while you're at it, why don't you give him double jointed elbows and we'll call it a day. Now, in all honesty, I have to rate this figure an 8 out of 10. I can't give it any higher marks than that because it's a running figure and there really should have been more articulation and they just didn't include it. I know it's Mattel and they're a bit late to the articulation game. I mean, the DC Universe Classics weren't terrible for their day, but the action figure articulation ante is constantly being upped, and I think Mattel should have really jumped on it, at least with the Flash figure. Other than that, I think it's a solid attempt at bringing us a Justice League Ezra Miller Flash figure, and it gets an 8 out of 10, which is a really good rating as far as I'm concerned. Anyhow, super friends, I think that about brings this video to a close. So if you found this video fun, insightful, helpful in any way, please leave a like on it so I know you liked it, and hopefully I'm doing something right. If you have anything to say at all, please leave it down in the comment section below. And if you think you might want to see more of my sort of content show up in your inbox on a fairly regular basis, just hit the subscribe button. Remember to ding the bell so you never miss a video, and then I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a splendid day.